Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. This is your host, Ryan Kennedy, and I am talking today about the profound benefits of connecting to the healing modalities provided completely free to each and every one of us by Mother Nature. I truly believe the best remedies for those who are unhappy or depressed, frustrated, lacking clarity, fatigued, or just feeling downright lousy is to simply go outside. That's it. Get outdoors and immerse yourself in the environment that enables humans to thrive and to feel truly connected to something greater than yourself. And listen, it's easy to get caught up in some of the more cutting edge techniques, but that's all just icing on the cake. The supplements, the different biohacks, the technologies. I love them. I use them. I think they're great. But it's essential to go back to the basics. And if you're not doing the fundamentals, all of these other cutting edge, quote unquote, cutting edge techniques are only going to take you so far. And a lot of people I see hyper focused on like, what supplements can I take? What can I do to, optimize this with a certain bio tracking device or some sort of new age technology or peptides or, IV therapies. And all of those things have their place in time. I don't want to dismiss that they can be useful and they can be helpful. But if you're skipping the fundamentals, you've got it backwards. And so some of the fundamental strategies, some of the fundamental things that I think everyone needs to prioritize is what I'm going to cover right now. Number one, move your body in an intentional way, any form of movement. This could be resistance training. This could be interval training. This could be going for a walk, going for a hike, going for a bike ride. I love to get out my stand-up paddleboard. I love to surf. I love to do a lot of activities that are so fun and enjoyable for me, but at the same time are incredible forms of movement. Maybe that's yoga for you. Maybe that's some sort of stretching. Any type of movement in an intentional way is absolutely essential. Next would be to eat clean and drink good water. Very simple. And obviously I've done extensive episodes on nutrition, what eating clean means in specific terms is different for everyone. But we all know that fast food and processed food and junk food, and we know what dog shit food is. Like, we know what is good and what is bad. It doesn't need to be rocket science. Just eat clean is enough for most people to get moving in the right direction. And then hydrate with good water. I've done episodes on this as well. But just drinking enough water is the first step. And then worry about filtration or spring water or some, adding minerals and electrolytes back to your water. And that's absolutely imperative. Having the right inputs, what you're putting in your mouth. Number three would be to meditate, pray, contemplate, reflect, whatever you want to call it, on a regular basis. Just doing some deep inner work, something to anchor the mind. Number four would be to get good quality sleep and to ideally wake up with the sunrise. Waking with the sunrise has immense benefits. And a lot of people will optimize their sleep quality and their energy and so many other variables when they align their sleep cycles with that of Mother Nature. Going to bed not too long after the sun has set and waking up at that first light, at that sunrise, absolutely amazing. And being outside for the sunrise, freaking spectacular. Next would be to surround yourself with positive, uplifting people. This goes without saying. People that bring you down, the energy vampires, the people that don't want to see you win, that are just negative influences on your life, don't hang out with them. Don't spend time with them. You want to spend time with people that want you to win, that want to uplift you, that are supportive of your goals and your dreams and your ambitions. And a lot of times, people that are close to us, like family members, wouldn't fall under the category of positive, uplifting people. But sometimes that means you could use some distance. Doesn't mean you have to cut them out of your life entirely, but it also means you probably shouldn't be spending every day, all day around those people. Next would be to spend time outdoors and minimal time inside, in front of TVs and screens and computers and phones. This is what the whole episode is really centered around. It's to get outdoors. And it doesn't get any simpler than that. Kick your shoes off and get grounded is the next one. Connect your feet with the earth so you could soak up that vast supply of electrons and quell inflammation and recharge your cellular energy. It's absolutely imperative and so simple. Next would be to soak up some sensible sun exposure. You guys know how passionate I am about sun exposure. Get outside, Think of your body like a solar panel and soak up the healing infrared light of the sun. And as I wrap up towards the end, the last two I have on my list, do something you love on a regular basis. This is one of the most underrated things. You could be doing everything else on this list, but if you show up to a job you hate and you don't carve out any time for yourself to do something you genuinely love, you genuinely enjoy, you're not going to be very happy. So you've got to carve out time. And even if you work a job that you may not enjoy, it doesn't mean after work, before work, or some other time of the week or day, you can go out and spend 10, 20, 30 minutes doing something you love, something that fills you up. The last thing on this list is be kind. Kindness is contagious. And by putting out that type of energy in the world, it really does come back around. So that's the list. And honestly, one of the primary drivers of mental illness like depression and anxiety and high stress levels and all sorts of other mental challenges people suffer from, as well as physical illness, a lot of physical dis-ease of the body, is that we've gotten so disconnected from nature. We've gotten, this concept of nature divorcement syndrome. We're living unlike we were evolved to live. But when we live in harmony with the laws of Mother Nature, every aspect of our mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional well-being massively improves. And it's easier to hold space for ourselves and have love for ourselves when you're feeling the guidance from nature, when you're implementing these strategies. Your life is just freaking better. It's as simple as that. In all ways, your quality of living day to day, it just massively improves. And so many of us have lost touch with this. We've lost touch of the sources of love and wisdom and healing that's found for free right outside your dang window. And so I want this to be a reminder. Use these tips, use these strategies, because the majority of people are living their lives almost entirely indoors, surrounded by technology. And they're looking for health in the wrong places. Health is not found in the hospital or the doctor's office. That's where disease management is found. That's where symptom management occurs. And there's a time and place for those things. And there's a time and place for acute trauma care. And those things are amazing resources. But if you want to just feel happier, have more energy, feel better, and improve the overall function of your body so that you can perform at your best and really tap into your true potential, there are few things better to accomplish that than being out in nature and to regain the connection with Mother Nature. None of us can exist without it. And these may seem like simple concepts. Maybe they seem like abstract concepts for some of you, but think of the experiences you've had being out in the outdoors, being near a waterfall and soaking up the negative ions, or being on top of a mountain, so enveloped in the forest, you're breathing that fresh air and you just feel freaking alive. We all need to take time to break away from the busy day-to-day. And the biggest excuse people will have when they hear this episode, when they hear me saying these things to them, it's like, oh, I don't have time for that, Ryan. No, don't have time for that. Too busy. I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. And it's like, you do have time for it. We all have the same amount of time in a day. We all have 24 hours. You just don't prioritize it. And you need to, because it's absolutely essential. So I'm going to end with a quote. Earth and sky, woods and fields, lakes and rivers, the mountains and the sea are excellent schoolmasters and teach us some of more than we could learn from books. So I hope you take this information. I hope you apply it to your life. Don't have failure to implement. If what I'm saying resonates with you, if what I'm saying makes sense to you, go out and take action. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you found it helpful, please share it along to anyone else you believe it can serve. You can submit your own question to be answered on the show by going to ryankennedyhealth.com/podcast. Be sure to subscribe and leave a review for the show. Your feedback helps to support me on my mission to positively impact as many people as possible with this information. Please note, the information depicted in this episode is purely for informational purposes only. Please consult your healthcare professional before making any changes to your lifestyle or routine.